Guys, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you're a big fan of UFC, MMA, fight sports, or anything like that as much as I am. I think I said my intro a little differently, but that's okay. Here we go. Alexander Volkanovski. I said on here publicly last night that I don't think he would win the UFC lightweight title, whether it's Oliveira or Makhachev. But if he did, it's also my job to say how, even though I don't think something happens a certain way or whatnot, I also like to get on here and say, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? How do they prepare for the fight? What can they do? If they win the fight, how? So, here we go. So, look, Volkanovski, what are his strengths? He's very powerful. He's very strong. He hits hard. Two, he's very, very difficult to hit. If you look back at the Holloway fights and the Aldo fights that he had, and even the Korean Zombie fights, he was faster than all of them and hit more than all of them, and he was very good at moving his feet around. He was not a stationary target, so that's why he was so successful in those fights, and that's why he's going to continue to be successful in his future fights. If he moves up to lightweight and fights either guy, I think he has a chance with either guy if he can sustain that same advantage, not getting hit so much, but yet hitting the other guy a lot more. You know, it's very hard to hit a guy like him, his style. He'll jab, 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 kick you, elbow you, punch you, jab, jab, and mix it up the leg kicks and do anything he wants to do while not getting hit. And that's very hard for a fighter to do. It's also very tricky for a fighter to figure out. Now, clearly, if a guy like Makhachev fights him, who's a really good grappler and a wrestler, shout out to Khabib, that's why. I feel like that's why he would lose the fight, is he would stand for a while, but Makhachev wouldn't play any games. He won't let that fight stand for a while. That's what Volkanovski would try to do, but Makhachev wouldn't mess around with him. He'd just take him down. I think he'll smother him and eventually submit him. But if he were to somehow not get taken down, if he keeps that fight standing, Volkanovski technically could win the fight. I don't know if he'd knock out Makhachev, but I think he would outstrike him to a decision. Maybe he'd knock him out with a body kick and follow it up with some shots, because they say if you kick someone in the liver, they go down. So it's possible he could beat him or Oliveira the same way.